But, you got Rick Morosini, who's been working recently with Blades, amplification, and that's Billy Blades. Awesome amps. They sound like Van Halen's first record, like the best tone that you could get. And Rick's just a shred demon. He's all over the place. And he's tasteful, there's a difference. You got somebody like a Neil Schon, Neil Schon is still has a lot of fire and a lot of blistering things, but he's more noted for his hummable, sing-songy kind of melodies. But yeah, there's so many players. I mean, I could sit here and talk forever. I would like to end with Van Halen. I think Eddie Van Halen, was probably in the most perfect part of time for a guitar player. It's different today. It's very cluttered. There's everybody. It's like a Shark Tank today. But back in the day, there was Tony Iommi, Eric Clapton, Ted Nugent, people like Montrose, things like that. And Eddie came out, okay? And Eddie was just like from outer space, okay? And he's having a total resurgence of interest and everything, and he deserves it, because he really, truly, came from inside his own head and just did things that were comfortable to him on the guitar. He didn't learn or listen to this guy's DVD, because they didn't have DVDs. He was in a position in time where he didn't have. He just learned some Clapton riffs and some Jimmy Page things, or whatever was happening at the time, and he just absorbed it and then just took his own approach. And there's things that Eddie does in his style that are completely off the cuff and non-conventional. And that's the thing. Everybody after Van Halen seemingly became more conventional. So Van Halen started this non-convention, and this non-convention that he started influenced all these people. Then they thought it was so cool that it became convention. And that's probably the only problem I see in the guitar, in the growth or degeneration of guitar playing, is everybody kind of went to convention. Everybody kind of started to adhere to what this guy's doing after this, after that, and everybody's like right in this little circle, right? So if everybody sounds like this, and everybody does a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but it's just this ball, then there's no longer the universe existing of non-convention. So ending this video, I would advise any player, if you're watching this, to completely throw the rules out. Do something that hasn't really been abused to death. I mean, for God's sakes, how many two-hand tapping things are we going to do until we realize that it was interesting 30 years ago, or whatever, 40 years ago. It's over, let's do something else. I'm waiting for some, kid to come out, who plays with spoons or blades or something and starts the guitar on fire, and, or whatever. I mean, come on, man, we're dying. So if that person is listening, do it, man, just throw the rules out. Play something completely atonal. Make a mess of things. From mistakes, those mistakes are natural mistakes that a player would do. And if those types of things are, what other people would say, oh, that's out of key, or that's a mistake, that can become your style. Because as long as you pick yourself up and you recover, you can crash. And I prefer players that crash once in a while and recover. So it's crashes and recoveries, crashes and recoveries. So until next time, crash and recover. Take care.